And this game's not insanely technical, but I feel like the few characters that are technical, um, it's not easy, you know. I don't know whether that's the buffer or something like that, or the combination between playing online and offline. Um, but you know, Mega Man has a ton of cancels, a ton of interesting tricks he can do, a lot of kill confirm setups, and it's not easy to learn. So I feel like if you really want to play Mega Man, you gotta kind of be a Mega Man specialist, or at least put in a pretty significant amount of time. He's got to be almost like your main character to do really well with him. That said, you don't have to play him super technical all the time, but you're missing out on a lot of free damage if you don't. You know, there's stuff where you can do canceling your pellet. If just look up pellet canceling if you're not familiar with that term, and that leads him to get a lot of damage, just basically off his jabs. And you can even do stuff like cancel one pellet, cancel two pellets, and you can really set up like a lot of cool strings with your your pellet gun mid range to get damage in. But if you mess up like once between those cancels, you can get jabbed out of it. People can block, etc. So it gets really annoying if you're not really good at that kind of stuff. Because I feel like that's where a lot of Mega Man potential lies, is being able to cancel jabs into other moves and not leaving like a gap for people to attack through. So we're going to be looking at Rep's Mega Man today, and there's some other Mega Mans out, but I really like Rep's style of play. I really like how he prioritizes item throw out of shield. I think that's a really interesting mechanic, especially in this game, where there's a lot of like pseudo-safe stuff on shield in this game. So being able to throw something out of shield is really important, and also Mega Man has really good drift as well. So let's just watch this, and see what we can pick up from Rep. Yeah. Guess we'll start from the beginning. I also think Link is a really good character as well. Once again, being able to throw an item is pretty strong in this game. Mega Man's back here, by the way, if you guys didn't know, it's 4 frames. So that's a really fast aerial. Okay, right there, what he does. That right there, the diagonal throw, that is a lot more technical than it looks. For whatever reason, diagonal directions in this game don't read very well. It's a very tight timing. So it's doing diagonal throws and throws behind you, 45-degree throws to cover people jumping in, or, you know, waiting for your landing is super important with Mega Man. But it's also not very easy because if you're drifting, you also want to stop your drift, hold B, and then directional throw again. So the way buffering works in this game, if you're slightly drifting too much, you won't get a B attack. You won't get neutral B. You'll just get the forward B, you know? And so the fact that this Razor Blade's a neutral B input, it can get kind of tricky if you're trying to maneuver in the air and throw at the same time. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you see these really sick throws. Let's see what he does there. Yeah, and then the up air is really nice too, because you can use it on the way down, and it's super disjointed. Ooh, that was sick. Oh, wow, that was sick. So he throws it, and then, oh wow. So he knew the time, so you can't throw it again immediately, obviously, because it's still there. But since it disappeared and he blocked, he pretty much knew that his Razor thing was off cooldown. So he wall jumped into it again. That was super sick. Good diagonal throw there. When people are just waiting for your landing here, or think you're going to throw an aerial, you can really mix it up with diagonal throw. And that's super good. Covering this angle right here is super important on the way down, and also covering it when people are coming at you from that angle is super important in this game. And the fact that Mega Man can do that with forward air or that item or Razor Blade is really nice. And so he's able to kind of get like a free hit on shield there. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, is confirming jabs into... So if you can confirm jab into leaf, that's a lot of damage. It's like 20 plus damage. And that's just from a jab. So, and he gets stage control. You get to push him all the way across the stage. And then he's got like a mix-up here. So, just the fact that you can do that with Megaman is pretty insane. And imagine being able to get that cancel 100% of the time. Just off a jab. That's one of the reasons why I feel Megaman is really strong in this game. Especially because his jabs are ranged. You can use them in the air, you can use them on the ground, and being able to confirm into that leaf is super nice. It's just a free, 20-something damage almost every time you get a mid-range jab, so... Razor Leaf's on such a such a low cooldown. You can kind of use it over and over again. But it's tricky though, because with Mega Man you really don't want to get rushed down. He doesn't have a lot of get off me options, so it's really important to like maintain, specific ranges with Mega Man. Like he maintains this range. Make sure he doesn't go in too far, because he was. Let's check this out. As soon as he gets to a certain range, he resets. So he's right here, right? And at this range, Mega Man's not the greatest here. From slightly further out, he's a lot better. But if he's this close, it's a little risky, because his jab's good, but other people's jabs can beat him from that distance. He needs a little space. He needs like a couple character lengths away, and that's where he's like really best. So if he has to maintain that kind of spacing, and so he kind of knows it right away, and so he dashes, gets space. And dashes get more space. Attack with Razor Blade. Right there, really good. The fact that you can contest. So this mid range right here is pretty much where Mega Man wants to be. He covers jump out of shield with an aerial, an aerial pellet, and then he goes down. And the nice thing is you can hit confirm off of like Mega Man jabs. So if he hit one of these, he could probably go into something else. So you really just kind of bully this mid-range. Really safe pellets. Got down and blocked. I really like the use of back air there. So Mega Man has a lot of drift when he jumps in aerial acceleration. So you're able to get behind opponents off like a full jump from pretty close distances. So he's pretty much in him, but back air will push him behind him. And back air is 4 frames, so this is pretty much safe to do. This is a lot safer than doing forward air, I feel. So that was really smart. And I think that might have stabbed too, so. Okay, let's look at that again. This is really important. Item throw out of shield, right? Pretty safe option. It's super fast, and he can hit confirm off it. So you can actually razor blade into up tilt at 100, almost any kill percent, right? From pretty much around that range. You can even do it from a little farther, but dash up tilt's guaranteed after you throw the razor blade and hit. So just being able to have a kill confirm off an item throw is really insane. You'll see it probably later in the set. Okay. Let's watch this. This is insane. So he gets him to block, and he's able to throw. So there's a very small gap here. So he blocks this, right? And then he has a very small gap to jump out of shield here, right? So he does an up air out of shield. And it catches him, so that's really good. So he gets the item throw. He gets the item. He lost it though. See, that's the tough thing with Mega Man right here, though, because like after every jab, you have to be very aware of what your opponent's hit stun state is here, right? So he hit 2 jabs, but you know he wasn't in a sufficient to punish. He gets a jab here, and he immediately recognizes that he might get. So he stops jabbing and he jumps. You know. Right there. So he gets hit, right? And he uppies at a hit stun. And it pretty much gets him out of the combo. It's really interesting to do, obviously, because you still have your second jump. So it's not that bad of a it's not that bad of like a mix up to get out of hit stun and stuff like that. You kind of avoid the air dodge mix up. And you just kind of get out. So it's definitely pretty good. And then Mega Man's drift is insane, right? So it's just totally like a really good early percent option to do. And he covers his landing with a Razor Blade. Once again, controls mid-range. And he's able to confirm jabs. So the fact that he's able to confirm this from this distance is really nice. Because let's say his percent is 10, right? He's got like 10% right now. So what he's going to do is going to confirm off these jabs from this range, which is super sick, right? Oh my gosh, that was insane. I gotta watch this now. I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. Okay. Catches his jump with the pellet. Catches the bomb. Hits him. And then, just because he confirmed off this jab, or this pellet, he's able to get, let's see how much damage. Yeah, that's like over 20 damage, just confirming off that mid-range. God, that must be so annoying to be able to... Sometimes you don't want to catch items, and you just catch items just for doing attacks in this game, which is kind of... Yeah, so he's always covering his landing with like a... with a Razor Blade, which is really nice. So this last trap is interesting. He throws out 2 up airs to catch the jumps. 1, 2. Checks it with, and then he checks the get up with the jab. Oh, sick, awesome. Look how fast that item throw is at a shield. It's pretty fast, right? So off this item throw out a shield. Probably could have got something. I think he just messed up, but grab's fine. But he probably could have got like an aerial. Look at that range on that back air. And once again, Mega Man's like, he's not terrible from this range because he can cover himself with back air as well. So it's a really nice mix up there. I love the idea of doing the leaf here to catch air dodge. Yeah, it didn't work out. I think that hasn't worked out. I watched this set before, but it doesn't work out for him. But I see the idea. And he can double jump back on the stage. So look how much space he's covering. He's boom, and then he covers it and throws back. That's so sick. So if he decided to stay on the ledge for that long, he would have gotten clipped. So gotta watch that again. So right, he catches the get up with Razor Leaf. So good. Once again, really good awareness. He comes down from this aerial. He realizes he's out of range he doesn't want to be at. Jumps away. And Mega Man can jump away really easily, like I said, because of his drift, right? able to up B, save his jump. It just needs like some kind of a kill confirm here. Like, you can't hit Megaman at that spacing when he's has his back towards you, because like I said, back air is 4 frames out of shield, so he has a really, really good punish anytime somebody's behind him and hits a shield. Most characters don't have a 4-frame back air. Keep that in mind. A 4-frame back air. That's really rare. And he's able to punish and kill if anybody hits a shield from behind. That's pretty insane. Okay, he tried to confirm. Okay, yeah, so there we go again. Item throw into confirm, right? He missed that confirm, but he got it there. So he whiff punished the Nair with a item throw, which is pretty sick because that's kind of hard to do, because usually when you do an attack, you kind of catch the item as well. So he catches the landing and he's able to confirm the down tilt. Grab, back air, that's a true combo. So he does have down throw combos as well. Keep that in mind. Yeah, full jump back air is so good. The drift is insane and it's really fast. Megaman's full jump is just really, really good. It's hard to get under Megaman when he full jumps. You can go back and forth really, really easily. But that's what I was saying. He takes a lot of control and precision to use. So he loses the first one.
3, 2, 1, go!
Got some troubles getting kills at the end. So he's kind of just. This is really important to do with Mega Man that I feel like I never do it. You have to be really patient in general, because you're pretty much looking to whiff punish with Razor Blade, right? And you shouldn't just throw it every time you have it. You kind of have to wait, and you can wait pretty easily with Mega Man because his jumping, he can like bait with his jump really well, right? So the fact that you have so much drift, like drifting up, waiting, and then he gets a good moment and he tries to Z-drop and confirm aerial. So let's look at that sequence again. Just jumping like this with Mega Man is just really nice. Like, it's a lot safer than it looks. And then he covers himself with Razor Blade. Item drop doesn't work out though. Once again, item throw and down throw confirmed. He missed the down throw combo though, but it does work. And then let's look at that. Good shield pressure there. So that's long-lasting up air hitbox, covers the tech, or covers the neutral getup. He was almost able to combo off it. He air dodges, but he's able to catch his landing with back air because it's back air is what, 4 frames, like I said, so it's super quick. If you can always fall down with back air essentially. And he covers air dodges with Razor Leaf, tries to cover 2 options. Doesn't quite work out though. Item throw confirm. Let's see what he gets off this grab. I missed what he got. Oh, interesting. So he went for forward throw instead of down throw. I think. Oh, maybe because he had a bomb in his hand. So if he tried to aerial him, it would have dropped. But I think they patched that, right? You can't Z drop while you're in hit stun. But I think maybe the timing would have been tight if he down threw into aerial. And then that's a really important interaction there. Is that cancels Mega Man's pellet cancels projectiles there. that's super... Mega Man just covers so many angles, right? So he covers horizontal pretty well. And then if you do manage to get into that 45-degree angle, he's able to cover it with this item throw, which is actually... it's not an easy input. For whatever reason, like I said, this game reads diagonals really, really poorly. So throwing this behind you is like super, super good. Obviously, you have to get used to how it works, but look at this. He's able to cover that approach option right there with that 45 degree. It's pretty unique for an item for an item to do that. Get back here. And down air is always a strong option as well. But I mean, that's one of the, like I said, the perks of Mega Man is his jump. You're able to kind of drift in and out and kind of wait to see what you want. It's almost like Jigglypuff, right? So he has that same kind of like drift with his full jump. Like, look how long he waits. And that's really hard to deal with. I think this is like one of the main game plans you should have with Mega Man, is trying to get behind your opponent, because and then back air, because look how quickly, like I said with drift, how quickly he can get behind. So he's right there, he covers in front of him, and then he goes immediately behind with back air. And the reason why this is safe, once again, is because back air comes out in 4 frames. So normally, if you want to like aerial on top of somebody, normally you would probably do a nair. Most people have quick nairs, but the fact that he wanted to land behind him, back air kind of gives him that momentum, and it's 4 frames, so he would have gotten hit by it. So look at that, it's so good. Multi-hitting as well. Having a move that's multi-hitting is really important in this game because it helps against parrying as well. Good forward air on the way down. Let's look at that interaction again. That was actually really interesting. Cancels. Oh, it just whiffed. Okay. But once again, he covered himself with Razor Leaf on the way down. That was really good. And then this is really good too. So even though Link didn't go after him here, just the fact that he can throw a Razor Blade across half the stage to prevent people from coming in is pretty good when he's off stage, right? Like, it's pretty nasty. Really good option coverage to cover ledge get up. Razor Leaf. Razor Leaf has a good, like, I think it's a 7-frame startup, and it's pretty active. So this catches neutral get up, this catches jump. It's disjointed, so it can catch get up attacks as well. Razor Leaf here is really, really strong. And he kind of killed himself. I think he just got screwed by the buffer, but I don't think he was expecting like that multi-hit move. So. Oh, okay. Alright, that was sick, that was sick, that was sick. Forward air, item toss, grab. He could have done another aerial, but that's Mega Man right there, dude. Like, that sequence is so sick. And that sequence too is sick too, right? Disjointed, long hitting up air, wastes the shield. He tries to shield poke, which Mega Man is pretty darn good at shield poking with his like aerial. So forward air. And then look at the drift after this forward air. Look at that. I think this is from a neutral jump. So yeah, he jumps straight up. He doesn't jump to the right. He jumps straight up, able to forward air, and then land all the way over there. Just from a neutral jump. That drift, I'm telling you, is insane. Makes a lot of his aerials hard to punish. Item toss, back air, true combo right there. Good pressure. Tries to catch the air dodge. I don't know why that's not working for him. I usually think, like, okay, he just mistimed it. He jumped too soon. But the nice thing about this, though, is you can jump back and cover like some stuff too, right? Because the things are still active. So he jumps back. If Link would have stayed on the ledge for a little longer, he would have gotten clipped, but didn't work out. Ooh, let's see what happened there. Oh, he threw an arrow. Okay, I was gonna say, what the heck? Oh, that was good. That was sick. I wasn't expecting that. Good shield damage. Look at that pressure it did. So he maintains proper spacing, right? He doesn't get too like greedy about punishing his landing, right? Because I think the better thing to do with Mega Man is if you're not sure if you can punish landing, just get a good like setup so you can get Razor out. So make him so instead of punishing his landing, he just throws like a Razor that he has to block. Comes in with Nair to kind of cover his jump. Able to confirm that he hit the jabs, right? So this is really important here. This sequence is so good. Boom. Hit the jabs, right? He probably could have gone into something, but just the fact that you don't have to commit is really important too. Because look how much, after he hit the jabs, he's able to drift back really far with like a back jump and then come back in. And then once again, if you're behind somebody with Mega Man, if they hesitate at all, right here, if they hesitate at all and you're behind him, you get back air pressure. And then shield's low and back air shield pokes really well. Oh, they're not the other shield. Oh, what is that? Hold on. What happened? Oh, he held the bomb. Oh, he got exploded. That was hilarious. I like this play so far. I like these just in case jabs comes in, so right there. Let me rewind it. Jabs on the way back, jabs forward, second if he goes in. I'm not sure why Link is playing now. He's playing super aggressive. He should be playing aggressive proper from the get-go, but once again, using that good drift off this back air. Oh, okay, that was sick. Jab and a fair right there. That's super good. I'm pretty sure like there's a big enough gap there for Link to do something, but if he's not ready and he's buffering something, he's gonna get tagged by that forward air. That's really good too. Just one jab and aerial. So one jab, a lot. So you don't. That's the cool thing about Mega Man is that you don't have to necessarily go into the other jabs. He just does one jab this time, and then he aerials. So that's really sick. That makes up. He did get punished, but oh, he does it there again. But this time he goes instead of doing a forward air, he goes behind him. And he gets the back air. Like look how much distance he covered off this. So he starts there, right? And then just from this one jump, he's able to jump all the way across and almost get to like under that left platform. And then once you're there and you have enough space, Mega Man's back air is going to beat anything. It's going to beat anything once you get behind somebody at a certain spacing. So, yeah, look at that. The drift is the acceleration on the drift is really fast. So if you don't react to it in time, you're gonna get hit. Oh, what happened there? Oh, that did not shield stab. Did that shield stab? So if you can consistently shield stab with that up air, I'm gonna have to slow this down. If you can consistently stab with that up air, that's a nasty kill from on the top platform. So, alright, slow this down a little bit. Because that was a full shield. I really don't think that shield stabbed. But he did do it differently on the way up. So, he kind of does the up air like right at him. And I think it did shield stab. That was insane. So that up air is really, really active. And the nice thing about Mega Man's aerials is if you aim them really well, you can shield stab pretty easily. So I think Repo knew that. And he kind of like aimed at his head. And the hitbox is still so active, it kills him. Like, he took... So, he took how many hits of that on the shield? 1, 2, 3. And then there's still, like, enough hits left to kill him. That's absolutely nuts. That's really nuts. The way he does this up air is absolutely beautiful. I have to watch it again. So he goes... He double jumps, and then he drifts to the right. Really sick. Woo. That was nasty. That was nasty.
3, 2, 1, go!
Just the fact that you can, that was... Hold on. I gotta watch that one more time. That was so insane. It shield stabbed in and killed him.
3, 2, 1,
Okay.
go!
Sorry. It's like fucking Meta Knight Tornado or some shit. So once again, item throw. Does he get anything? Let's see if Link gets a little more aggressive this time. Lean. Using that back drift. A lot of drift on Mega Man's jumps. Or acceleration, I should say, right? He's able to get left and right very fast. Item throw out of shield right there, baby. Look at this. He's able to punish Nair. Or, he didn't punish Nair. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. He punished the boomerang. Oh, the Nair whiffed, but still a really good whiff punish, right? Look how fast that was out of shield. And then from there, that's his party starter, right? So let's see what he gets off this. Grab. I don't know why he's back throwing. He should be down throwing. Maybe he gets some more guaranteed combos, but I think he really values back throw and forward throw for some reason. It's kind of weird. But he got the less trap and the more damage, so it's essentially the same thing. Ooh! No, he didn't! The less trap and a back air? That was nasty. So back air comes out obviously very fast, right? So this is a really sick option. Boom, boom, boom. Diagonal throw. Oh, such beautiful spatial awareness by Repo. Like, he knows where he's at a disadvantage in spacing. So, rolls in, immediately recognizes he can dash through and get out of there. And once again, one hit into back air is really strong. Look at this. Just the one hit jab into back air is... There's a gap. For sure there's a gap, but the fact that back air is 4 frames and you can... And then Mega Man's jump allows him to get left and right very quickly. You can set up a good back air from almost any position, you know, up close. And let's say if he would have forward aired, I don't know if it would have been fast enough. So that was insane. Once again, checking with jabs, mid range. Shield the eye. Covers the 45, tries to get Hiccup from off that. I missed the master from off the... Or what happened there? I think Link fell out. Okay, yeah, he just fell out of it. He could have just walked forward more, but he just messed up slightly. Yeah, he's just trying to make like a cool angle, a good angle for him to get in. So Link full jumps, but you know the 45-degree on that Rage Relief is not like a terrible idea. You know, it definitely could have clipped Link on the way up, but Link, instead of jumping forward, he kind of jumped in place. So. Just checking with his jump drift, really good. That's a really important thing, movement option with Mega Man, is short hop to double jump. It's very tricky, right? Because you short hop here, right? And you can either throw it, you can land, you can... I mean, if you didn't have the Razor Blade, you could just pellet. But the fact that it's a pretty good mix-up, because from this short hop, you can either jump up and then do the 45-degree razor throw. You can jump forward. You can jump back. You can just land. So look at what he does here. He goes all the way. He does a really good forward jump, and he's able to cover a lot of distance. But it didn't work out. Shadow Shield has suction properties. Oh, let's look at that. Item throw out of shield. So look at this. He sets this up. Like, he knows if Link lands with an aerial, he's going to be able to punish. So, really, really good. Because the nice thing about this, though, is I think that's generally what you want to do with Mega Man, is try to block things from the back. Basically, it lets you do back air, but I think item throw is also good, too. I don't know if item throw is actually better, like when you're not facing the opponent or facing the opponent. I don't know if it matters in this game, but either way. Got the back throw and a back air, or item throw and a back air. So that's a true combo right there. Didn't kill though. I also like this again. I like the aerial from this range. So, short hop covers a lot of range, so he's able to do start the aerial early and then use the drift to kind of space it really well. Look at that. Stays it just in front of his shield, goes back, and then comes back with a back air. Those are like super sick. Really good patience by Link, just to kind of. And don't forget about forward smash, right? Forward smash is disjointed, catches people. It's an anti-footsie tool. It's just really good. You know, if you just throw it out there, it's not terrible either. So, Ripple hasn't been really representing forward smash a lot, but you know, it's really good. It's borderline spammable at some points, you know. So. And this wasn't even a charged one, and it killed him from that range. Imagine having a forward smash that goes half the screen that kills. And that's a projectile, so if you parry it, you know, you're not minus. Pretty insane. So mid-range, Mega Man has a lot of different options, right? He can forward smash, he can lemon, he can item throw, he can full jump drift, you can short hop drift. There's just a lot of interesting stuff Mega Man can do mid-range. And this is one of them, right? So, lemon forward, lemon back, lemon forward. Really sick. Cancels the projectile with his lemon. This is a really good idea. He kind of covers himself with shield, because shield is like he pretty much. It's like has its own hitbox, right? It doesn't extend your hurtbox at all, so you can almost use it as like a shield of some sort. So if he comes down with an aerial, it's decent shield pressure. Jab lock. Yeah, Definitely underrated move. What's up, Lucian? This is really good to do too. That I also forget. So look at this. Like I said, I keep mentioning this point, but the fact that Mega Man's air acceleration is so quick, he's able to get out quickly, right? And that really goes with this kit because he's not very he's not like a confrontational character per se. So the fact that he's able to drift from this side of the platform all the way to the floor off one jump is really, really good. Look at this. So he gets pretty far from that jump, but Mega Man covered it with a boomerang. Barely missed the combo. And just when you thought it was safe to land on Mega Man, he's gonna up air you, right? Could up air it again, he just didn't, but he was looking for that same item throw setup. So Mega Man's a lot about positional play. He's not one of those characters who can do whatever you want, but I feel like if you really have a good understanding of where he's strong, you can really, really milk it. Ooh, I really like that. So he does an item throw here. And I think he probably could have confirmed off something, but he was on the ground. Usually if you get a guaranteed up tilt or throw or aerial if they're in the air. But he was on the ground when he hit this this razor blade. So I think he wanted to kind of do another hit confirm kind of filler with jabs. So yeah, like there. So that's really cool. It's like a quick option in case you're not sure. You can come in with jabs. And right, that was really good. Yeah, because look, he wasn't necessarily like didn't have a guaranteed follow up off that razor blade. Slow this down a little bit. So Link lands here, right? So Link's actionable here, but if Mega Man does something laggy here, he's gonna get tagged by Mega Man jabs. So he kind of covers a lot with running in or jumping in and jabbing, right? So he shields, and then he tried to grab. That was interesting. But he gets clipped in the head. And then able to fastball and get the hand hit. And then don't forget doing reverse aerial rush bear with Mega Man is super strong. Just having a disjointed 4-frame aerial at your disposal at any rate any point in your dash is pretty nasty. Covers the ledge with that, and if you're too patient on the ledge, you're going to get clipped by Leaf, no matter what. And once again, let's not forget about up tilt. So up tilt, it's a kill move at 100, right? Newsflash: Link is not a light character, right? As far as I know, Link is not a light character, and the fact that that's able to kill at 100 is pretty disgusting, and I feel like it's able to kill at 100 against a lot of characters. And so Mega Man doesn't typically like to stay in parry range. That's generally not where his strength lies, but if he is in parry range and he does able to get a parry into up tilt or any other hit confirm into up tilt, don't forget Razor Blade throw into up tilt's a true combo if they're in the air. Tech chase, roll read, getting a kill at 100 is insane, right? In this game, I feel. Nice. So let's see this. This is interesting right here. So jumps back, sees what he's doing, and then he double jumps out of short hop back on reaction. And he's able, look, the air acceleration that Mega Man has is able to take him from there to punishable range. This is Mega Man right here. Why I think he's like so good. So look at this. Jumps back, right? he's on the way down and he reacts with while he's almost on the ground, and then he's able to get to that spot really quickly in forward air. Off a defensive posture too. That was insane. Taking my step there. Okay. Well, this is really interesting, these jabs here. So he's jumping after every jab kind of thing, because it kind of it kind of beats the ground moves. If Link throws out a ground move after these jabs, it's gonna whiff. Hits him, jumps. See, he just stuck out jab there, right? And it whiffed. Mega Man's jump is really, really good after you hit somebody with a lemon, or in general, you know, he's able to get out of the way really quickly. Like I said before, so it's a decent mix-up. And then after the jabs, he can come in, and since he has good drift or good acceleration, he's able to come in and apply pressure or whiff punish or something, right? So he tries to come in with the forward air, slightly too late, but ooh, that was sick. So this is something I do actually sometimes, is I do leaf out of shield. It's 7-frame startup, so it's pretty good. And it just covers like a lot of different timings and spacings. So beats sidestep, outranges a lot of aerial surprisingly. So this is really good. And then if you have good control. So this is another thing about Mega Man, is you have to have good like a micro spacing control with your controller, because sometimes you want to turn around with the leaf shield, sometimes you want to jump back, jump forward. You have to hold B while you're doing this to get the most reps out of your thing as well. So it's a little difficult. And oh, okay. See, so look how he jumps. Look how he hit confirms off this, right? So he's checking to see. Look how many times he has to hit confirm on shield. So he notices he hits Link shield 2 to 3 times, right? So he jumps away, and he's safe. And he's able to be at a non-punishable range after he sees that Link has blocked that stuff. That's super, super big with Mega Man. And he has so much time to hit confirm now, right? He jumps away at an unpunishable range. Sit back here. Oh, you're trying to fucking disrespect him with that downer. Covers his landing with Razor Blade here. So it's a mix-up here, right? If Mega Man's going to fall down with an aerial, throw a Razor Blade, double jump, up B, you know what I mean? So, one jab, jump away, I like that. And he checks once in a while with forward smash. That's scary right there. And that right there is so scary to deal with. Look at this. Look what Mega Man does. Jump. I'm in your face. But my air acceleration is so good that I'm all of a sudden not in your face. And then I'll come back in. But, he lost, but, you know, he's not as good as a rock man as I am, so not everybody can be as good as, no, I'm just kidding. He's obviously way better than me, but I'm just going to let you guys know the potential of this character is insane. And I feel like he's really, really good. I feel like Link is really good too. I feel like Link is definitely one of the top 5 or 10 characters in the game, and I say Mega Man, but think about all the stuff that he wasn't doing that he could have done, right? What if he macro canceled after every jab confirm into Leaf? What if he macro canceled into whatever? What if he hit all his Razor Leaf confirms into up tilt? Stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that you can min-max with Mega Man, you know? Yeah. But I don't know. He's one of those characters that I think will probably never get his, I don't know, his rightful due on his value, just because he's so, not only is he difficult, but you really have to like be really, really intimate with the character, you know, like more so than most characters. I feel like there's going to be some people, like some really nerdy Mega Man dudes that are going to do well, but we also have to be like really smart players too, you know. But overall, yeah, I think Mega Man has a lot of the good tools. He does struggle with rush down a little bit, but, you really have to be smart with how you play him under range. You have to use good defensive options. You have to use your jump range to get into favorable ranges and whatnot. You have to check with jab and then roll away and stuff. And that's one thing I don't think Repo is doing very well is edge guarding in general. Like, he kept trying to jump up. He would never go fully out there and commit. And I feel like that's something he can just get better at. But there's also Megaman has a million footstool combos that are insane. So just keep in mind, there's a lot of stuff that Megaman can do. But yeah, overall, hope you guys enjoyed that small analysis / learning session. And hopefully somebody will get good at Mega Man one day. But yeah, take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.